Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead, and today I am making a full turkey dinner in the crock pot. Okay, so here's our basic dinner ingredients. A jar of turkey in its juice. It's ugly turkey, that means skin, bones, and all. That'll make great gravy. Onions, carrots. These are a couple of sausage patties. When I was making pancakes yesterday, I fried up a couple of extra of these for the stuffing, so it's been all queued up. And we've got the left of yesterday's loaf of bread, some onions, and now we're going to make some gravy, first and foremost. Now here I'm just making a roux of some melted butter and a couple of spoons of flour. I'm going to say maybe 2 tablespoons. And we're just going to cook this flour and this butter together and have it ready for the gravy. 4 jars always pops. We're going to open our jar of turkey and we're going to hold everything, but we're going to pour that juice in there. Well, a little bit of meat goes in there, it's not going to be an issue. There's all our turkey juice. And we're just going to bring this up to a boil and get this all smoothed out. And while that's coming up, I'm going to open my carrots and I'm going to add in some carrot water just to make sure we have enough of the liquid to make a nice gravy, and we're getting the nutrients from our veg too. Okay, so there may be a few lumps, but that's, you know, meat that may have fallen in. A little bit of pepper. You don't have to do this, but I like to add just a couple of dabs of soy sauce for color and flavor. It doesn't, but that much soy sauce doesn't impart much flavor, but it does impart color. So now we're going to turn our gravy off and get started with our stuffing. That gravy's nice and thick. We're just going to let that there. Stir it occasionally. Now we're just going to start cutting up our bread. We got to stir this because it takes a while to cool down. All right. Now I'm going to start putting the sausage meat that we've already cut up. Make sure the burner's not hot. We're going to put in our frozen onions. You can use fresh. And in goes. Let's move this over here so you can see just a little bit better. Now the last time I made this, I did it in the oven. So we're going to do this in the crock pot. But we're putting the stuffing in first so that, I think that's tons actually. We'll give Gracie this last piece of bread in a minute. Now we want our garden raised rub sage here into the stuffing. You don't need a lot. Why? Because, well, the sausage is really well seasoned. Okay? Now, believe it or not, this is going into the crock pot just as it is. Just like that. Sage, bread, sausage, and onion. Let's get the rest of those breadcrumbs in there. Now we're going to use our bowl to take apart our ugly turkey. Don't want that bone in there. I like canning my turkey and chicken, if I can, with bones and skin, because it makes the most delicious gravy. There's a bit of cartilage for Gracie. So we're just going to And I'm leaving the skin. Any skin, that's going to go right on top. And now this is a lot of white meat. So I'm going to look at this, how beautifully this comes apart. And we're just going to break this up on top. We're breaking all this meat up on top of our stuffing. That's the problem I had last time, is I put the stuffing on top of the meat. And you want the meat juice to go down around the stuffing. I'm going to take this last piece of bread and give it to Gracie. I'm going to wipe the turkey juice out of the jar. There you go. Oh, yummy. You are a good dog. All right, so now I'm just going to empty my carrots in here. And I'm just going to take them off out of the water. We put some of the juice into our gravy. And we're just going to pile these carrots on top. Press them down. There we go. Now, before we throw this carrot juice away, how thick is our gravy? Our gravy's pretty thick. Let's add a bit more of this carrot stuff in here. I've added more carrot juice to the gravy. And we're just going to pour that all over top. Now let's get our potatoes ready. You use a whole egg if you want. This is the last of the carrot juice. And I'm adding what amounts to 1 egg. 1 egg. You wouldn't use this much liquid if you were using a fresh egg. But I'm using powdered egg. We're going to mix that in with that carrot juice. And we're going to mix in a good amount of potato flakes. If you have leftover mashed potatoes, and that's what you want to use, then use your leftover mashed potatoes and just throw in an egg. Now we're going to boil a little bit of water. We won't need to salt this because there was salt in the carrot juice. So we're going to add some pepper. Just going to add a little bit of hot water from the kettle. And we're going to whip this together. You can add milk if you want, but this is going to be a lot drier. Why? Because I'm doing this a lot drier because of the amount of juice that's going to be in here with the gravy and stuff. But we do want it spreadable. Now take scoops and just start. I'm using spoons. And I'm just dropping this potato crumble. Like I said, if you've got mashed potatoes that are left over and they're good and stiff, just beat in an egg. But I'm using everything. I'm using all the nutrition from the juice of the carrots so that we get all of the vitamins intact. Okay. And we're just completely filling in the top with our loose mashed potatoes. And then we're just going to lightly, just lightly, press it down. And we're going to turn this on high. We're going to put our lid on it. And a lot of people ask why I cover my crock pot, because it makes it more like an oven. So everything in here is cooked except the onion, which is on the bottom. So we're going to put this on high to start, and in about a half an hour I'll turn it down to low and we'll let it cook for up to 3 hours on low. Oops. Okay, Howard's home. So here is our turkey dinner in the crock pot. Let's turn this off. And let's just see what... Whoops. Oh my gosh. Let's make sure we get lots of the stuffing from the bottom. Oh, this is really lovely looking, folks. Okay. I know, in all honesty, it looks awful, but that's turkey dinner. That's the stuffing, You can't really see it because it all came out. Stuffing, meat, veg, and mashed potatoes. Let's see what Papa thinks. This is turkey dinner from the crock pot. It is stuffing, mashed potatoes, carrots, turkey, and gravy. Watch it, it's hot. Can you taste everything in it? I put the sausage patties that I did from the pancakes.
Yeah.
I cooked 2 extra and I chopped them up and put them in the stuffing in the bottom.
That's awesome.
Hot though.
That's hot.
There you go.
What do you think, Grace?
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Thank you, dear. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying that's your pantry pull video so far for this week. Expect a lot more pantry pull videos because it's January. Mwah! Take care, God bless. If you have a properly prepped pantry, you can make an entire turkey dinner in your crock pot. Take care, God bless.